Hey everybody, it's Carlos, Immortals Inc. podcast, and as always, I got Mikey.
What is up, everybody?
Keyboards and everything like that.
Yes.
So, hey, if you like this stuff and you see us before, you should like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Right there.
It helps us out.
Hit the bell.
Yeah, just hit the bell. We like to talk about stuff and see if you like it.
We talk about everything, I feel like, now.
I know, we do. We try. So that's why I kind of verged off the subject of normal reviews and everything like that today, because I saw something, because yes, I do watch gaming news, and I don't like to get involved in the hype of it all, but something I saw made me think. I guess Wizard of the Coast main guy, I don't remember his name. He came out and said some things. I don't remember his name either. But one of the things he did say was, they asked him about, there's an old setting from D&D called Dark Sun. Dark Sun was a very popular, it still is a very popular setting, because it was good. And he said it would be, I believe, I don't want to quote him because I don't remember, but he said it was not something they could do now. Well, that kind of made me go, why not? I mean, it's such a good setting. I believe they called it problematic because of the background to it. The background of Dark Sun, which was put out in 91, 92, came in a nice little box set.
Is that the OG box right there?
Yeah, that's the OG box.
Whoa.
So Dark Sun is set on a world that is totally, it's just decimated.
40K life? 40K world?
No, it's worse than that.
Worse?
It's like a desert world. And it's run by, like, the cities are run by these dragons, which, you know, I won't spoil anything. I mean, you should know, but if you've never seen it, it's a pretty good story. But it's run by these, like, dragon kings, and they have all these different cities, and everything's just terrible. And you start out mostly in this game as a slave. So that's where you have to build up. This was even so overpowered or so terrible that you started your character at 3rd level, which instead of a first, you had a 3rd level character just so you could survive through this world.
Wow.
Yeah, and you would, I think also, you would try to move yourself up. You either started as a slave or a soldier or something just at the bottom of the rung. There was no, like...
Who were you a slave to? The dragons?
It could be the dragons, could be just owned by anybody else. It could just be, you know, you could have been owned by a merchant house or the city itself, or just, you know, one of their, you know, citizens or something like that. It was a terrible situation, you know. But you would fight, and you would and work your way above that, because it wasn't just about fighting. It was also about trading, merchants, you know, everything, all the classic D&D stuff. And you could also, you know, the backstory on set of it was you could find out how or why the Dragon Kings ruled so long, because they were at this point immortal. You know, they just held these cities, and they never got any better. They never got, you know, they just got worse, and they never got any better, and they just maintained their power. Magic was a big difference in this too, because the reason the world became devastated is because every time you used magic, basically it was like necromancy, something died. So like if you cast a spell, say you cast a spell like a magic missile or a fireball, whatever was growing or the life around you would like die. It would be like a little circle around you that would die and kill the environment. If you got far enough, you could like kill people, you know, like the if I remember correctly, the Dragon Kings could cast spells and like literally kill people, you know, like around them. They would die, drain the life out of them to cast these spells. There was also good spellcasters, you know, that didn't harm the environment, but of course it was harder to do. But it's set for a pretty good background. Now, the reason I bring this up is because I find it, you know, I find it odd, or I found it troubling that they would say it's offensive, because this is a good story. It was written by Troy Denning, if I remember the name right. I could be killing it. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Did a lot of writing. He did some books for it too. If you ever read the novels, they're older novels, Dark Sun novels, well-written books, and they're really good, and they get you into the story, and it helps you build a hero, because D&D is like, or any adventure game, is you becoming the hero. You know, like, you don't just show up in your Dirk Daring, or, you know, like,
yeah.
I don't like games like that where you show up and you're overpowered, because then what's the point? There's no challenge to your existence. With this, it really helped you, because everything around you was just bad, and you had to work hard.
You start from the bottom of the bottom. Yeah,
you start from the bottom, and you had to work hard. You had to become that hero, because, you know, what's that classic? Heroes aren't born, they're made, you know. And this gives you a classical. That's like when I roll up characters, or when I do characters, I always like to just roll them straight, and whatever you get, you get. I don't want to modify them and try to make them more powerful, because that's, to me, it's easy. That's the easy road. You know, hey, I made this, you know, he's got all high stats, and I did all these cool things with it, but there's no challenge then. There's no challenge. Like if you get a 3 in strength, or you got a really low strength, then okay, let me figure out how I can modify this or get to be, a famous hero or change the world. Like any classic movie, if you look at it, it's some geeky dweeb that rises up from the bottom to, become, goes from a simple farmer to a hero or a, like just any, male, female, any bottom level worker like Bake. What was it? I'm trying to think of that series with her name was Candace, the main one. They had 12 different cities or the 12 different levels and Hunger Games. Thank you, Mikey.
Hunger Games.
Katniss, that was it.
Katniss.
So she started what was she, a farmer or something like, or baker or something like that, like nothing. And then she rose up to be the leader. Yeah. The old dragon hunter or dragon killer or something like that, a Disney movie. The kid was just like this geeky, nerdy kid who ended up, figuring out how to be a dragon slayer. Any of those, any movie, think about it. I mean, overpowered heroes are fun, but
it gets boring.
Yeah, there's no challenger. The storytelling isn't there.
Yeah.
Like that's what
Like, you ever play a game where you had unlimited health?
Yeah, like, okay, a video game. Maybe I can relate it to that. Video game where you can't die. God mode.
Yeah.
Is that as fun as...
It's fun for a second.
It's fun for a second, but then...
Like 20 minutes. Pure joy for 20 minutes. You're ruling everybody.
Yeah.
Instant deaths.
And then it makes it hard for people to even counter that. Like, as a DM, if you're trying to run a game and this guy's overpowered, he's just running amok and you can't stop him.
Everybody's decimated. Take the deep breath.
Yeah, and then you can't tell a good story. You can't, the challenges that you overcome aren't as exciting. They're not mundane or anything. Like even a simple a simple goblin fight at first level, you win and you have that excitement. If you're overpowered, then why? It's no fun to me. But that's where I go back to the Dark Sun. So I don't think. And this is my 2 cents worth, is I don't think this would be problematic.
You got to put the big, this is your opinion.
This is my opinion, but I don't think Dark Sun would be problematic. I think it would be a good setting. If you've never read it or seen it, it is an excellent setting for heroes.
Yeah, and I feel bad for the writer, too. I'm sure he's gotten a whole lot of, ups and downs because of this.
Well, no, I think he said, there would be some changes. And I agree, there's some changes because this came out I remember, the other thing is I have nostalgia for this because when I got out, when I got not out of the military, but when I came home, this is like the first set I bought. Like for some of the money I used, I said, I'm going to buy this for myself. This was a big purchase back then. I had nothing, and I just, it had everything you needed. It was nicely done. The box sets were nice, and it was good. It just has some nostalgia for me, and I like the desert. I don't know.
You like the desolate.
No,
Mad Max Fury Road vibe.
Well, yeah, that's a whole other story. But but it's just a good story. But in my opinion, I don't think it would be a problem. I think it would be a cool setting to bring back. And I think you could change a few things. And like any game, if you don't like something, leave it out. Mm-hmm. If you don't like it, leave it out. If you don't agree with it, leave it out.
And I think that Wizards of the Coast owner, is he still the owner?
He's not the owner. I hate to misrepresent him. But I knew it was said. That's why I don't want to make any quotes or anything. But I know that it was said that this would be a problematic setting.
Yeah, he might be the problematic one. I don't know if I'm going to keep that in there. But yeah.
I mean, you can. My opinion, again, I think they're making bad decisions based on the player. I think they're misrepresenting their player base. I go, I get it. You can't make everybody happy all the time. Or else this would be a boring place if you did, right? That's my opinion.
Well said.
Okay. Well, anyway, if you have a chance, check out Dark Sun. If you don't want to, it is obviously mature. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Any good adventure is mature. It wasn't over the top about any subject matter. It was just
it was a supplement of the setting,
Yeah. This ain't no Lamentations of the Flame Princess.
Oh, yeah. You can go check that video out if you'd like to.
This
and
is
you can
definitely,
subscribe.
It's definitely a hard world, a harsh reality that you have to fight against. But if you like this content, if you want to hear more, if you want to see something else, let us know in the comments. If you disagree, let us know in the comments. If you agree, let us know in the comments. But mostly subscribe.
And like.
So we can get some, it helps us out a lot. It's not even we get anything. Well, yeah, eventually we would like to hit that 1,000 mark and go from there. But it helps us out and helps us bring more content.
Peace out.
All right.